Hey guys, I am here with my man Sophion from Redline Reviews.
Thanks for having me, Roman.
Now, if you want to see a really good review of this car, which is the brand new 2020 Camry, see, that's what I mean, all-wheel drive, don't do it at TFL. Go over to Redline Reviews.
Yeah, well, you guys are good at beating us to posting the videos, so you guys are good at speed.
Yeah, we're fast, but we're certainly not efficient in our facts. And this man knows his stuff. So if you want to see a much more professional review than this, I highly recommend you go over there. If you want to see two guys chewing the fat about a car, well then stick around, because that's what we're going to do. Hey, let's pop the hood and show them what's under the hood, Sophion. Because there is something that's missing from underneath this hood, isn't there?
Yeah, so we were...
Like 2 cylinders.
We were hoping Toyota would do a 6-cylinder Camry. At the presentation this morning, I asked them why they wouldn't, and they said only 6% of people bought a 6-cylinder Camry. So it's technically the people's fault why that's a 4-cylinder.
They sell, what, 380,000 of these? Yeah. 330,000.
And only 6% bought a 6-cylinder. Like,
so
what is that?
Can you do the math?
10% of that would be...
18, and then like 20,000 6-cylinders.
Like yeah, like that's really low.
Yeah, and you know why I think that is? I think that's because dealers order these, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people want efficiency. Like, people who buy Camrys aren't really about the speed.
Yeah.
They just want reliable, efficient transportation, and this 4-cylinder certainly delivers that.
And the other thing about this vehicle that is unique is that there's only one badge that says all-wheel drive on it. And let me show that to you guys. We have to go all the way around the vehicle, all the way around the Camry, and the only way you'll ever know it's an all-wheel drive is right there. All-wheel drive.
Which you may be able to go to Pep Boys and buy one if you really wanted.
I did talk to the chief engineer.
Yeah.
And he did let the cat out of the bag about one thing, Sophion. The ground clearance is identical. So we're looking at 5.7 inches, right? But the body is 5, I think he said millimeters.
5 millimeters, yeah. Yep. So like, what is that, a 1/4 inch?
A 1/4 inch, yeah. Yeah, 1/4 inch taller. So can you tell? Here, can you tell? I can't tell.
No.
I can't tell. And, you know, the other thing about all-wheel drive, of course, it's not about the system as much as it is about the tire. And here you're getting the exact same tire. These are Bridgestones that you would get in the front-wheel drive.
Right. All-season tires.
All seasons, yeah.
So, and we're happy that Toyota actually kept them all season because they wanted to basically let us drive the car the way you buy it off the showroom floor.
Yeah, but nevertheless, if it were me in Colorado, the first thing I would do is I would...
Snow tires.
Yeah, snow tires. All right, let's go for a ride.
Sure.
Let's hop in and go for a ride. And in this video, guys, we're going to go for a ride. We're going to talk about how it drives, and we're going to talk about the all-wheel drive system. Now, I do like the fact that this is a big sedan, right? Plenty of room in here. You know, they've really upped their game. Lots of features, including my favorite right there, which is the heated steering wheel.
Yes, but it gets really hot too.
But this part doesn't.
No.
Only this part, and this part doesn't.
Yeah, somebody actually left it on when I got into an Avalon, and it burned my hand.
But why not this part? What's up with that?
I would say it's cost cutting, maybe.
Yeah, you think?
I'd say so, yeah.
And then we have, look, we've got not only heated but cooled seats now. Yeah. And here's the other cool thing, right? This is an 8-speed automatic.
Right.
There are 3 cars in this segment, you know that, right? There's a Subaru, and there's the Altima, right? And they're all CVTs, yeah, which isn't grand. And then, of course, we do have this big, which way? Here, I'll let you figure that out.
I think the sunroof?
Yeah, let's open up that. You got this big-ass sunroof.
Yeah, and what's funny is Toyota doesn't offer this on the Avalon, but they do on the Camry.
Yeah, which is wild, isn't it? So we're here in Soldiers Hollow, by the way, which is where they had the Olympics, if you recall. Salt Lake City, right? We're outside of Salt Lake City, and they had the Olympics here. And we're at like 8,000 feet above sea level, which is pretty high.
Yeah,
I'm used to it.
You're used to it.
I'm not.
I'm like literally like struggling to take a breath as I do these videos. So I'm feeling the elevation, and the car is feeling the elevation too.
But you know what that means? You just said it, right? You've got basically what, 180 pound-foot of torque and about 200 horsepower.
Right.
And you know why? This car has, I think, what, 1 less horsepower than the front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
You know why that is?
I'm gonna assume it's the drivetrain loss. Like it's lost somewhere in the...
I asked the chief engineer.
Yeah.
He said there's 2 differences. That's one of them. And the reason for it is because the exhaust has to be done a different way because of the additional drive shaft. Okay. So it's the way the exhaust is
So it just
routed.
doesn't breathe as well.
Yep. Okay. And then over here, right there, there's a little bit less space.
Really?
Yeah. That's what he said.
I guess I'd have to get into a front drive mod.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about how Toyota does their all-wheel drive systems Why are you beeping at me? Roads may be icy. Okay, well, we know that. That's why we're here. And they do a whole bunch of different ones, right? And this is the most basic of them.
Yeah.
So basically, it's kind of a power takeoff, right? You've got a drive shaft that goes from the front engine to a differential in the rear, which then allocates power this way. And it can allocate power 50-50, so it can go 50 front, 50 rear. But using ABS and, of course, stability control, it can brake the wheel. It doesn't have traction, and
or no torque vectoring, but
but no torque vectoring.
Right.
Which some of the other upper models do, like the so actually that's even different. But the Highlander does do torque vectoring.
Right, I think on the upper trims. Same with the RAV4 on the upper trims after that. Yeah, it's a little surprising that Toyota didn't include the torque vectoring, because on a sedan like this, it would have been useful. Like, I mean, because it's a little sportier, it's lower, like, to have the car, like, oversteer the rear wheels, it's like Acura super handling all-wheel drive.
And because of that, right, because it can't really uncouple that rear drive, it's always spinning the rear drive shaft, it actually gets, I think, 5 mpg less.
Yeah, it was pretty disappointing to see it drop to like 20, it was 24.35 or something like that.
Yeah, so I think combined
less.
it was like 28. 28, yeah. And I think the regular front wheel drive is 32-ish.
And then if you look at like Subaru and Nissan, theirs is much higher than this, like 3 or 4 mpg higher.
Yeah. The one thing we do also know is that this is going to cost a little bit more, right? It's $1,500 more for the all-wheel drive.
So I would guesstimate this one's like 37 we're in with all the extras that it has.
And it's got a lot of extras. I mean, there's, Qi wireless charging, full set of safety features, right?
Heated and cooled seats.
Yeah, pretty much everything you'd ever want in your Camry. Toyota said that the reason they are doing an all-wheel drive Camry is because they're trying to stop the bleeding. You know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah, because everyone's buying a RAV and they're like, no, stay to the Camry, buy a Camry. We offer all-wheel drive on it now, and it's been 30 years almost. Like, I was 1 when the last time Camry.
91, right?
Yeah.
91, yeah, all-track.
Yeah, I remember that car.
What? Sophia, I think I was like 4. All right, 5. I don't even want to tell them the fact that I could probably buy that. I could have probably bought that car when it was out. But it is a little, look, that's the beans, right? That is full on. It's up here at 8,000 feet. It's a little pokey. I would love the 6-cylinder. We don't get it.
Right.
But, if you're at your home in Washington, it's fine.
Oh, yeah, it'd be perfectly adequate for 95% of people.
Yeah, exactly. So let me ask you this: do you think it drives any different? You've driven it. You took it out to the ice course.
Yeah, I took it out there. On the road, it doesn't feel different to me. It's the only part that feels different is if like you make a U-turn or something, or you make a left turn, you floor it. And there's no wheel spin. Like, it just kind of, you feel a little grip, but the car just has grip, which is what people want.
Yeah.
Nowadays. I mean, like, I would probably want to drive this like maybe when the roads are wet, like if it's raining outside. But on these dry roads, it doesn't feel any different.
Yeah, but dude, having said that, this is not a rear-wheel drive car that now is front-wheel drive. It's still a front-wheel drive bias. Let's turn around and head back and give them a view of these beautiful mountains. Look at that. Oh, look, we've got a little bit of dirt here. Shall I find the snow and floor it and see what happens?
Yeah.
Let's find the snow and floor it and see what happens, because I think you'll get a little bit of wheel spin and then the rear wheel. Now, having said that, of course, Sophia, you managed to get yours stuck.
I did.
Yeah.
And it was if you want to see the car stuck, like, actually Roman got some footage of it too, but it was
I promised Toyota I wouldn't use that video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I told them that they do not want to see their all-wheel drive car stuck. But you high-centered it. Look, it took off.
Yeah.
No problem. No problem. And look, it's going to get high-centered. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an SUV.
No, it's not. This is not an off-roader.
Right.
This is not a car you're going to go explore Moab in. This is a car that if you're commuting to work and you live in any place north of the Mason-Dixon line, I don't know, whatever, and it snows, you're going to feel confident because it's all wheel drive versus that kind of crazy front wheel drive. Do you think that Toyota offers a lot of value for the money? I mean, $38,000 is, you can get a lot of car for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this high trim, it's a little pricey, close to 40 grand. But if you guys, go for like an SE trim and you're spending around 30 grand, I think that's a lot. It's a lot of car for the money.
All right. In the few minutes that we have left, let me ask you first, what's your favorite part about the car?
The panoramic sunroof. I do like that.
Oh, it is nice. Yeah, it is nice. And what's your least favorite part?
Ooh, the seats. I think the seats are uncomfortable for me.
Really?
They're hard. I don't really like how firm they are. And the Avalon has slightly better seats, but these seats to me, like, I feel like I'm sitting on them rather than in them. I don't know why at least that's for me. I don't know how it feels for you with with the seats, but
you know, it depends on what your yardstick is. If a Honda Civic Type R is your yardstick, then these are the plushest seats in the world.
although I feel like the Type R has a little more softer seats for me, at least, because they grip you well where it doesn't feel like they're confining you. But yeah, like I mean, because you compare the seats in this car to the Altima, which has those zero gravity seats. The Accord has nice seats. The Mazda 6 has nice seats. So I'm kind of just like, why are the seats? They feel a little too firm.
How about a Charger though? Those things are like Shea lounges.
Yeah, I don't like the seats in the Charger.
No?
Although I don't really see people cross-shopping the Avalon all-wheel drive with like an all-wheel drive Charger. I just think that it's completely different.
I think it's just a completely different tribe of people, right?
Right, exactly.
Right, you're either going to go for fuel efficiency or you're going to go for the
raw power.
For
as little money as possible.
Chest pounding power. That's right. I think, you know, it's great. I love the fact that now that the Fusion all-wheel drive has gone away, that there's another entry, and it is, guys, the only traditional 8-speed automatic you can get in an all-wheel drive full-size sedan, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not a big fan of CVTs. With the Subaru and with the Nissan, you're going to have to go CVT.
Right. But with the Subaru, you can get that turbo engine, which makes it a little more appealing.
And you're going to get better fuel economy because that's what CVTs do.
Right.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Sophia. I really appreciate that you've taken a few minutes out of your day and you've gone for a ride with me in this car.
For the 10 minutes that we went out.
Yeah. And, you know, 10 minutes because you can put an ad in the YouTube video if it's 10 minutes longer. That's why we do it. We're not going to hide that fact. But if you really want a comprehensive review, how long is your review of this thing going to be?
It's probably going to be just under 20 minutes, I'm thinking.
There you go. Yeah. No, how many ads?
I don't know. I leave it up to YouTube.
More than one, I take it.
Probably.
Then check out his review. You have an amazing ability to retain and communicate information effectively that I do not. So thank you guys for joining us. Remember, check out Redline Reviews, and see you guys next time. Ciao.